Hello, I'm Nelson Williams, and this is Star Trek Online. Yes! Star Trek Online is a free-to-play MMO that's been doing rather well for itself in recent years. It has recently put out an expansion, the Legacy of Romulus, which involves Romulans! Yay! That's this fellow here. Because this is brand new content with an entirely new storyline and all sorts of other cool stuff to tie it into the game, we're going to start off with a Romulan character. But we're not going to start off with a Romulan. You see, one of Star Trek Online's greatest strengths is its character creator. It's very good for making customized space Barbies, and that's exactly what we're going to do today. Now, the first choice you get when you start Star Trek Online is your species and your career. For us, that species is going to be alien. This allows us to take advantage of every option that the character creator allows to characters on the Romulan side, and that's quite a few actually. We're also going to choose our career. There are three: engineering, science, and tactical. Engineering is all about rerouting the X to the Y. There's its little tab right there. But the point being is that engineers become incredibly hard to kill, and they can reroute power to all sorts of subsystems throughout their ship. This gives them incredible flexibility in what they want to do at any given time. Science. Science characters are considered the healing class in this game, so much as this game has a healing class. Star Trek Online does not cotton to that whole Holy Trinity idea, but it does throw a few bones to the player base. What science characters do is they basically create space magic. They can heal other ships, debuff bad guys, drop slows, snares, roots, that sort of thing. Unfortunately, science got nerfed into the ground on complaints of the PvP contingent of the game. For some reason, PvP people don't like being locked down and shut off. Who knew? Anyhow, as that stands, science is the lesser of the three. It's completely viable, but it doesn't reach the lofty heights of the other careers. Then there's tactical. Tactical is damage, damage, and more damage with a sprinkling of damage on top. This is your DPS class. They gain bonuses to damage, they gain more damaging powers, and in ground combat, they are the masters of hand-to-hand fighting. We're going to go with tactical because fire all the things is a very amusing way to play the game. So, we got our male alien. He is a tactical officer. But wait, what's alien do for us? Well, besides just our appearance, alien also has the advantage in that you can choose character traits. These are small minor powers that your character has. If you choose a specific race, some of those traits will be set. For example, Romulans over here are automatically sneaky, so they get bonuses to doing sneaky things like cloaking and hiding. Aliens are basically freeform. They can do whatever they want. So we'll get to that when it comes up. Now, let's move on to the character creator proper. Alright. Now, part of the character creator is that you can just select straight outfits and straight things to do with your character. As you can see, just scrolling down these options here, there's a wide variety of things which can be applied to this character to make him unique. Hairstyles, appearance. We also have clothing. So let's just grab a basic set of clothing and apply it to our character, shall we? Survivor Rugged. Survivor Warrior. I like the look of that. Let's apply that to the character. There we go. That gives him a suit to start out with. But let's make our character taller, shall we? Let's make him a big guy. 7 feet tall. That'll get attention. We can also change his stance. This is how he holds himself as he's going about the world. Right now, standard is just kind of standing there. We could have Brawler. Urgh, he's a tough guy. We could have Creature. Ah! We could have Gruff. Urgh. We could have Relaxed. Yeah, what's up, man? We could have Stern. I'm Stern. We could have Swagger. The Kirk special. We could have Thoughtful, which means he just stares off into space after a little while. And we could have Twitchy, which is exactly what it sounds like. He's following an invisible fly. Any moment, his tongue will lash out and catch it. Let's go with Gruff. He's 7 feet tall. He's going to loom over people. He should at least be good at it, right? Alright. Now, let's get specific. Alright. Now, we can start detailing his head. Star Trek Online allows you to do very good detailing on the head. Less so on the body as a whole, but we'll burn that bridge when we get to it. As you can see, we can change the head to have just an entirely weird set of features. People have used this to create horrible abominations, and we're not going to be an exception. Humanoid 1, Humanoid 2. Well, Humanoid 2 seems to have smaller eyes and a more intense glare. Let's go with Humanoid 1 to open that up. Skin color. Well, I don't like him being blue, so let's make that whitish for the time being. Overall pattern. You can basically change what his skin looks like. Put different patterns and different things on him. I like the look of that. Gives him wild, fiery eyes. Isn't that pretty cool? But let's change the color on those. Let's make it... oh, I don't know. Let's make it some kind of bright and cheerful red, shall we? In 4, it looks like. Alright, we'll go with that. Base complexion. This is basically alien things that you can slap onto him. You can make him look old, you can make him look young, you can make him look like horrible monsters. Let's go with infected. Infected is the texture the Borg use. So, why not? We can actually zoom in on here so you can see him a little closer. So far, so good. Hello, ladies. Such a pretty boy, isn't he? Alright. And now we move over to forehead. Hey, stay in the picture. And now we move over to forehead detail. These are, again, cosmetic options which you can apply to his forehead. Make him look like Klingon or something else or whatever you want. There's certainly a wide variety of choices here. We're going to choose none for the time being. Forehead detail, we just did that. Nose detail. The same way you can apply lobsters to his forehead, you can apply lobsters to his nose. We're going to skip over that for the time being. Again, no reason for it. Tattoo, scar, etc. This is interesting. You can put all sorts of horrible scars on the character. We'll choose this one right here so we can move it up where you can see it. And then place them all over his body. For example, that moves it left to right. And this moves it up and down. We'll put it on his forehead for now. You can see that scar right there. Let's change the color. Let's match it right there. You can't really see that scar too well, so let's go with a tattoo. As you can see, Ferengi tattoos. Lovely. Let's go with this as a solid tattoo. Let's switch him to static stance so he doesn't go jamming his way out of the picture while we're trying to put a tattoo on him. That's hardly fair for us. You don't want to dance while you're getting a tattoo, let me tell you. It doesn't work well. Alright. So, let's rotate this a little bit. Oh, that looks like an interesting design, doesn't it? But let's move it down. Junk, 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 junk. Alright, and let's move it over a little bit. There we go. That about puts it right in the center of his nose. And we could also make it larger. Whomp. Along that axis, or along that axis. Let's go with this. We'll move it over to the side just a little bit. Let's see, just little bits, little bits. Yeah, good enough for me. Alright. Now, eyes. We have a choice. We can make humanoid eyes, reflective eyes like we had right there that have no pupil in them, or slit eyes. Let's go with slit eyes. And to match everything else, let's make them red. There we go. Nice. Ears. Star Trek Online has a ton of ears. You'll find every kind of ear you could possibly want. Just move them over a little bit so you can see them better. But look at all these ears. There are ears on top of ears. There are so many ears. And let's go with no ears for now. I like the kind of smooth look we've got going on. Hairstyle. There aren't as many haircuts as there really should be, I feel. We've got all sorts of things along this line right here. We've got enough to work with, certainly. But we don't got everything we want. They're all rather conservative, too, just in general. Huh. Let's take a look at that. Now, that's not a conservative haircut. Not at all. So we'll go with that. And, just like everything else, we'll make it nice and red. Just like the rest of him. That's a good start. We can do the same with eyebrows too. There's a ton of eyebrow options, and some of them are quite alien. We even have eyebrows on top of eyebrows if you're into that sort of thing. And we have these things. Ugh. Multi-brow. Arr, 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 arr. Let's go with nice thin eyebrows. There we go. That looks proper, don't it? This looks like a guy who could loom over you. Mouth accessory. That's a fancy way of saying beard. Take a look at that beard. Is that not glorious? That's glorious. Beard, 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 beard. Beard, 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 beard. And then we start getting weird stuff. That's Klingon stuff. Weird alien things. Like that thin mustache. That's weird alien stuff, let me tell you. Tendrils, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I want jelly hanging from my lips. We're going to go with none on this. I want our guy to be nice and clean shaven. I think that's the best. Eye attach. Yes, the famous visor. We can put a famous visor on our guy. We can put a headset type thing and a headset viewer. Ooh. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Alright, because this guy looms, we want to give him a big head so people can see all his looming glory. We'll make his head nice and wide, too. And a little bit higher, just because. Neck length. Whoop, voop, whoop, voop, whoop, voop. Yeah, we don't need his neck to be too big, but we do want his head to be higher than his collar. I think that might be a good idea. Neck bulk. Yeah. Yeah, don't care. Cranium slope. Wee! Voop, voop, voop. Let me out! Let me out! Okay. And we'll just put that down there. Cranium width. We'll go with a nice roundiness. Forehead slope. Yeah, don't care. Forehead width. Again, we'll get a nice roundiness. Skull height. Yeah, we don't need his skull to be too height. He's already got a 4 head. We don't need to give him a 5 or 6 head. Eye size. Let's make his eyes just a little bit bigger. Just a little bit. There we go. That's good for getting somebody's attention. People know what he's looking at. Alright. We can make his nose a little bit wider if we wanted to. And we want to. There we go. Nose stuff, nostril size. Why not? And mouth width. Let's give him a nice wide mouth. There we go. That's a mouth you can take home to mama. Mouth protrusion, we'll bring that down a little bit. Lip fullness. Well, yes, of course he should have full lips. Who wants thin lips on their alien? Not me, let me tell you. Jaw width. Yep. Zoom. No, we'll narrow this down. Chin length. Nah, we're fine. Jaw height. Nah, we're okay. Chin width. Nah, we'll give him a nice roundiness. Cheek size. I'm a chipmunk. Nah, we'll just fill that in a little bit to make him a little bit skeletal in the mouth area. You know, like it's all jaw and nothing else. Alright, and that fills out our head options. So, let's go to the body. Alright, for body, we're going to want to zoom out a little bit. Shoulder width. Yeah, he doesn't need to have too wide of shoulders. What we're going to do, though, is bulk up his shoulders. We're going to give him, you know, we're going to give him some body, some heft. If he's going to loom over people, he's going to do it right. Torso bulk, yeah, we don't need too much of that. Torso length, whoop, 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 whoop. No, we're going to make him a pretty solid fellow. Going to drop his torso down. Stomach size. Because it amuses me, we're going to give him a big old belly. There we go. That looks about right. Spad height. I think SPAD stands for shoulder pad? I'm not sure. Either way, we don't have shoulder pads, except for these spiky things, I guess, but they don't seem to count. Arm length. We want him to have nice long arms, so he can reach out and grab ya. Arm bulk. Let's narrow that in. He has nice, long, stretchy, thin arms. Hand size. And big hands. Hand bulk? Heck yeah. Look at those hands. Now those are some grabbers, aren't they? Finger length, of course. Look at them fingers go. Hey, he has claws on his fingers. I like that. Let's keep it. Leg length. Let's make his legs a bit shorter to make him more, make him a bit more stocky, more solid. In this case, I guess we could dial down the arm length a little bit. We want him to be long, but not dragging on the ground. I mean, seriously. Leg bulk. Yeah, we want some good meaty legs. Feet size. Let's zoom in so we can see his feetsies. Well, we want him to be a big, meaty person, so yeah, we're going to give him some feet size. Feet thickness. Now let's make his feet kind of flat, really. I think that works best. Hip size. Vimp. To go with his hefty waist, we're going to give him some hefty hips. This is a guy who knows where his next meal is at, let me tell you. And has no problem grabbing it. Alright, so that does his body. Now we get to the fun bit. Barbie time. It's his uniform! Now, I like the jacket he has, the Survivor Romulan jacket. But let's see if we can get something maybe without the collar. I don't know. There we go. That looks a little patchwork. I kind of like it. So we're going to go with some patchwork design. Looks good to me. But I'm not fond of this kind of browny green. I mean, would you? I mean, that looks like a baby did something atrocious on it. So instead, let's go with... I don't know, let's go with something white, maybe. This gray is depressing. We'll go with white there, and we got all these spots and stuff. Let's call them white, too. Alright, now let's see about... You know what? I think he needs some color. Let's give him a nice red jacket. You know, just coincidentally blood red. And let's see, maybe we can change... I like that white right there. Let's see, do we have other options here? We have this kind of... we have this... I was hoping for something more yellowish, really. Maybe we could work with it. There we go. This is what? C12, and this is C12. Okay, good to go. Now, white right there. And hands, long nails, collar. We could give him that, but it looks ugly, so we're not going to. Let's change his shirt. That's a lot more detail-y than I like. Let's go with protective weave. That looks vaguely like a bit of a suit coat. Except the pocket panels right there, whatever that's about. And we'll make that white because, you know, why not? White's a good color, isn't it? And he's got a lot more options here. We'll make those yellowish. I don't know where they apply exactly, but we'll work with them. Alright, so we've got pants. Pants tight, long, loose, knee-high. We'll go with knee-high so we can tuck it into his boots. Romulan, civilian, basic. Let's see what other choices we have in... well, that's belt. Let's take off his belt. It just gets in the way, I think. And quite frankly, this is not a character who's used to tightening his belt. What do you say? So we'll take that away. Okay, let's go with pants. Romulan, civilian work. That's too shiny. Let's see here. Let's see, what's this do for us? Yeah, we can make that white. And we can make this nice red. Well, we all love the joys of a good red, don't we? Let's see, what red is this? A8. And what red is this? A8. There we go. And we'll just make these red too so they fit in. There we go. And let's see, we still got this gray. What's this gray about? I don't know. We'll use that yellow on it. Oops, sorry about that. And now let's see what we can do about these boots. I don't really like a lot of detail on my boots. Soft boots. And again, let's go with a nice red. Let's see, nice white and red motif, I think. Well, that looks pretty good. But you know what? Let's see what other pants options we have. Well, these are all one color. But why would we want something in one color, really? Oh, that's belt. Oh, hey, this is interesting. Let's see if we can get that horrible yellow in here. That blends into his coat a little too well. How about we start it with red? A 8, was it? And we make these white. And, oh, there's a stripe. Okay. Well, we'll make the stripe C12. And there we go. I like the look of that, don't you? I think that looks just fine. And we've already got his boots done, so we're good there. This is a fine fellow. I think the future of the Romulan Republic rests on his shoulders perfectly. What do you think? What do you think? Alright, now that we got our character made up, let's go to the next stage, his background. We're going to need to enter a name. You know, I've been thinking of a lot of names, and this guy looks like a fun sack to me. So we're going to call him Fun Sack. That's just his captain name. We can also enter his full formal name. Because our fellow is a man of distinction and taste, he does of course have a full formal name. His name is Fun Sack Slappington. Actually, we'll just go with Slappington. No, Slappington. That works out. And his starship. I don't know. You know what? Looking at this guy, I can't escape the impression that he seems to be some kind of clown. Did that occur to you too? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But we'll give his ship a clowny name. We'll call it Candy Candy. I think that's right. So, does this look like a fellow you want to serve under? I know he'd be my first choice, let me tell you. Biography. Typically what you do is you want to put how your character saved the Federation and is beloved by all, and either that or some horrible ERP thing that goes on for ages and ages. But we're not going to do either of those. I think his story will be told in the telling. What do you think? Either that or the marks the world has left upon him are pretty obvious already. So, we'll go with that. And then, when we hit the button, we'll slam straight into a cutscene. So just one moment. And here we go.
What we knew is gone. Our home, our lives, all that we were, dust. Blasted across empty, heartless skies. but we live. Our legacy lives within every ship we fly, upon every world we touch, in our hearts, in yours. There will be challenge. You will know fear, but you will overcome. You will survive and answer vengeance with blood. You will do as you must. Rule cannot be handed to the faithless. Our legacy cannot be lost to villains. Bury the past to face the future. In enemies, find allies. There is no price we have not paid, no loss we have not felt. Our dead world, our long suffering, these are not ends. We are not ended. For your crew, for your people, for this new home, we must face all doubt. We must break the strong who would destroy us and overcome the impossible. We must fight against any and all. We must, we will, for we are Romulan!
The youngest of our kind rely on stories to know what our people were like before. Strong, secretive, warlike. We were feared. We were powerful. Then, everything changed. 22 years ago, the star of the Hobus system went supernova. The resulting explosion traveled through subspace to hit Romulus and Remus, our homeworlds. No one could have predicted that would happen, and no one could have stopped it. Millions died. Those who survived were scattered across dozens of worlds. One day we were citizens of one of the greatest powers of the galaxy, and the next, we were just trying to survive. Every day was a struggle if you weren't part of the militant and oppressive Tal Shiar, or ruling everything from on high like Empress Sela. For ordinary Romulans, military victories don't mean much when you're hungry. Life goes on. The Klingons and Starfleet are at one another's throats, but battles light years away don't affect us much. The Tal Shiar are the more immediate threat. They're rebuilding the Empire by force, and pressing anyone they think can help into service. But even they don't seem to know we're here. We've put down roots and found friends. Today we'll celebrate what we've created. With hard work and some good fortune, true Romulans will once again rise to be a power in the galaxy. The first step on that path begins here.
Like any good role-playing game, it begins with our character...
Your current tasks will be displayed here.
Like any good role-playing game, it begins with our character waving at somebody. And this is us.
To move, use the
let's try it
W,
this way.
A, S, and D keys. To look around, hold down the right mouse button and move your mouse.
Here we are, brand new in the world, just looking around. Hi, how are you?
People
How are
you
you?
can interact with have icons above their heads. You can press the interaction key, default F, to talk with them.
Excellent. And this is Funsack. This is Star Trek Online, and I'm Nelson Williams. Let's go have an adventure.